Well, we are hearing from one of the bystanders who desperately tried saving a man's life on Lake Coeur yesterday.
The victim was working on a floating home when he went underwater. Boaters passing by picked him up and started CPR.
Unfortunately, that man later died, not before several strangers tried to help. KREM 2's Taylor Vito explains.
The story sadly ended in a way that no one wanted it to, but one witness I spoke with told me that she wants that victim's family to know that he wasn't alone in his final moments, and she says that her and some other strangers were doing everything they could to save his life.
I didn't think at all. It was just somebody needs help and you know you need to go.
That's the voice of Jessica, one of those people who sprung into action. It was yesterday afternoon when investigators say a man working on a floating home on the east end of Lake Coeur went into the water. He began to drown.
And that boat came up quickly, screaming for help.
That boat belonged to some bystanders who were flagged down by the man's coworker on shore. Jessica was out on the water with her family at the time. That same boat, with the unconscious man on board, it approached them.
They were screaming from the boat, "We need help. Does anybody know CPR? Hurry, we need help."
Jessica jumped in and swam over. Around then, another fellow boater also swam over to help. On the boat, Jessica and that person got to work doing CPR. It turned out both of them work in the nursing field.
We don't know if he was underwater for 2 minutes or 20 minutes, but that didn't matter to us. We still tried.
As they did that, the boater made their way to Higgins Point, where authorities were waiting. Medics continued CPR, but it was already too late. The man was pronounced dead at the scene, but not before close to half a dozen strangers did what they could to save him.
I would love it if his family and his friends knew that there were strangers that day that tried really hard to help him. If there was anything good that came out of it, it was that. There's always people willing to help.
That victim has been identified as a 35-year-old Spokane man. The Kootenai-County Sheriff's Office is investigating what happened, but investigators say all signs point to this being a tragic accident. In North Idaho, Taylor Vito, KREM 2 News.